Hello, everybody. This is the Manoli's Musings podcast. I am your host, Manoli. The day is Monday, April 11th, 2022. Monday. Another week, huh? You made it another week. Another week of getting it done, knocking things out, living the life. That's what you gotta do. You gotta live the life. Keep hanging there. Keep your head down. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. You can do it. I have faith in you. I don't know if you should take that, I don't know if you should how you should take that, but I have faith in you. Um, but yeah, so what's been going on, huh? Everything going good? Everything going as planned? I had a big weekend. I was very busy all weekend. I mean, it started Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was busy every day. It was fun. I had a great time. I mean, don't get me wrong, but oh man, it was a lot. There's a lot that happened. Thursday, my internet was out in my apartment because they got people getting shot and killed here. The elevator's always broken, or the internet's out. So it's one of the three. Hopefully, it's the latter two. We don't want any more murders taking place here in this building. Yeah, that happens. By the way, if you weren't aware, well, how would you be aware? I would have to tell you. I did tell you earlier, but I'm telling you again now. Somebody got killed in this building. Um, but yeah. So my internet was out. I was like, oh no, I want to watch the golf. So I went across the street. To my surprise, there's been a brewery there for years now. Ever since I've been living here, I had no idea. I thought it was construction or something, but no. It's they had all kinds of beers and they had the golf on and they had food. They had food trucks. It was great. I'm like, how come I never knew about this place? I live right across the street from it, and I'm about to leave. I found it in my last couple of weeks of college. Wow. Very smart, Manoli. Always smart over there, aren't you? Always observant. Always looking out. But yeah, uh, I just discovered that. So there you go. Yeah, I went over there for a little bit, came back. I think the Wi Fi was back on, and I took a nap. Got up later. My friends were texting me, "Where are you? Where are you? We're at the usual spot." I'm like, I was asleep, but I could still meet you. So I did, naturally. I met them at the Tin Roof, which is one of the places around here. They always do live music. It was some boy band tribute group. I wasn't, that's not really my speed. If you couldn't guess, it's not exactly what I'm into. They had them out there. They were singing. I don't know, like music from Aladdin, like the Disney movie. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I'm trying to. I don't know. I don't like it, but thank God they hung up the. They stopped right around the time I got there. I'm like, well, thank God. Doing all kinds of synchronized dance, and I'm like, what is this? I ain't coming for this. Yeah, so I met my friends there, and they stayed for about 20 minutes before they left me there. So that was fun. But you know what? Manoli knows people everywhere. Manoli could have fun. Manoli could be content anywhere. You could put him. You could put him in a ditch. He'll find his way. He'll be happy. You could put him in some other state. He'll make a friend somewhere. So Manoli stayed. Manoli hung out. He enjoyed his night out. He had some friends there. He met some new people. You gotta get after it. Gotta get in there. You gotta put yourself in the game. Put me in, coach. Gotta keep strong. Your friends leave you. Oh, that's too bad. You gotta keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going, people. Um, yeah, that was Thursday. Friday, I went to my one class, which the professor, was he there that day? Yeah, he was there. Um, he hasn't been coming as much because he's kind of done with the lectures. We just have a big project to do at the end. So he's kind of like been coming probably every other class. And he just says he's like, I ain't gonna be there, but you can show up if you want to. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Um, that's nice. Of course, the people in my group, they're worried about this project. They're like, we gotta meet every day. Every day we have to meet. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I get it. It's good. You want people like that in your group because otherwise you have to be that person. I'm not always that person. I'd rather them hold me accountable to actually be doing the work. Not that I wouldn't do the work. I would do it. It just some people don't exactly like my slow pace of doing things. And I don't know. I guess it runs in the family. My family members are the same way. It takes me forever to do anything. I think I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I guess that's why they put me on Manoli standard time because I'm always late. Always late, always wait to the last minute. I don't know. It's a bad habit, but I've made it this far. I can deal with it. I've done better recently, I think. At least that's what I tell myself. So yeah, I had my one class on Friday. What else did I do? I went out that night too. You know, same usual behavior. Trying to soak up those last few weeks of college. Ugh, scary people, scary times. Anyway, so that night I think I put a picture, not a picture, a video from my recital last week, my performance on my Instagram, and a friend of mine, another singer, he's like, "Oh, you sound great," and he was doing Aida in Charlotte, which is about 90 minutes away, which is nothing. He was doing Aida up there, and they had a show on Saturday, so I left a comment. I'm like, "Hey, you got a Aida ticket I could have?" He's like, "Yeah, of course." I'm like, "Well, there you go." It never hurts to ask. That's what's the worst thing that could happen? They say no, right? So I'm like, "Hey, you got a free ticket?" Yeah. Ah, okay. So he sent me the information how to get the ticket, and I got it. I got up on Saturday. I drove up to Charlotte. I caught the 1 o'clock, the matinee. Is it matinee or matinee? I don't know. I think it's matinee. We gotta take out all these syllables here, and that's what we do in America. We simplify everything. Matinee, or maybe it's like a silent I. Matinee. Yeah, you could kind of hear it. Matinee. Anyway, I went to the matinee of Aida in Charlotte. My friend who got me the ticket, he played the messenger in Act One, and you know what? I gotta say, very good all around. Great singing. Really, really good. Good production. I was impressed. I always like the opera. It's Verdi. I mean, who doesn't like Verdi, right? But I don't know. Just seeing it live, it was like a whole nother experience. I mean, just little things I never picked up on. You kind of brings it out. And it's always good to see. Listening is one thing, but it's always good to see it unfold on the stage. The visuals and the music. And yeah, it was good. It was the singing for the most the singing was pretty good. I have to say. The acting was everybody was very committed in the acting, which I'm happy about. Because I always for me, I'd rather have I don't know. I'd rather have a singer that's into the acting, into the meaning, rather than just standing up there and singing away. Even though it might be more beautiful, as some people say. I don't know. I'd rather have the truth in there. And Aida's such a dramatic work, and yeah, it was really good, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was yeah. At the end, I went to see my friend, and I ran into the lady who played Aida, and she was standing next to the guy who played Amonastro, which is Aida's father. And I was like, your scene between the two of you was really good. That was my favorite moment of one of my favorite parts of the show. I thought it really they had such great chemistry. I'm like you two, you really together. I mean, it was just great. She's like, oh well, that's my husband. I was like, oh okay, well that makes sense. Now I understand why you have all this chemistry on stage, even though obviously he's playing her father in the show, but I don't know they really played off of each other well. And yeah, Mary, she was great too. She very well acted, great great upper register, really impressive. Yeah, I saw my friend, and I had two shows that night, so he had to go and come back. They changed up the cast though; it was a little bit different for the later performance. And so after that, I went across the street and had some dinner. Um, it was just very good. I went there last time I was in Charlotte for an opera, and yeah, so I had dinner, and I stayed at the bar as I usually do. I prefer that actually. If I'm by myself. Actually, well, if it's just me and another person, I'd rather sit at the bar. You watch some TV. You know, you don't have to. A person's right there. You don't know where. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for them. They might disappear. It was very good dinner. Uh, it got even better whenever the bartender walked up to me. She goes, "Hey, I've never done this before, but I accidentally charged your entire tab to somebody else, and they paid for it. And your bill's going to be a lot less, and we're going to pretend this never happened." I'm like, look at there, look at there. Finally, some cosmic good came about me. Something came my way, right? I was like, oh, look at that. This is great. This is great. And I said, oh, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. She's like, I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. I've never done anything like that. Well, you picked a good person to do it to. That's all. But I mean, I was wondering. I was like, how does that happen? How do you go? Do you not look? Do you not look at what you're paying for? I aspire to be at that level. They just put the check down. You're like, all right, here you go. Here's my credit card. Just whatever it is, I'll pay for it. Don't even look at it. That would be a good level to aspire to. I still don't understand how it happened. I mean, there's only so many people in the bar area. I don't know. But hey, was I complaining? No. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to mention about that Aida. The performance I was at. You know, I should say that I really enjoyed the performance, but I have to tell you, I didn't realize that the Belk Theater had been transformed into a ward for tuberculosis. The amount of coughing and sneezing and throat clearing and phones going off and idle chatter, that audience should be ashamed of themselves. It was very distracting, very distracted. Literally, Aida, she's holding the high C and no patria mia, the old lady in front of me. She goes, I'm like, really? That's the moment you choose to have a heart attack? I don't know what is the matter with these people. I mean, that's one thing, the constant throat clearing and all that. It's like if you're sniffling every 2 seconds, why don't you stay home? I mean, it's very distracting for everyone around you. And the people talking, I mean, sniffling and coughing and throat clearing, that's one thing. I still don't understand why, everybody in the room had to constantly, it was like, I don't know, it was like the COVID ward. I don't know how to describe it. It was absolutely insane. I mean, audiences need to do a better. I mean, they need to realize that people are there to listen to this and not listen to hear you cough and sneeze and hack and whatever, throw up. It sounded like some people were doing. Um, and I mean, talking. I mean, that's really out there. I mean, the talk during the performance. I mean, it's such a fragile thing anyway. It's not like these singers and these orchestra members are not amplified. You really have to listen to actually get what they're doing. Especially in the theater not made for opera, which that one wasn't. I don't think. Beautiful theater, but not. I don't think it was acoustically. You know, I don't think it had opera in mind when they built it. But um, yeah, I mean, people just try to be a little more mindful, please. It was like, it was like, it was like I came to hear a concert of a bunch of hacking and sneezing and coughing and throat clearing and talking and phones going off and watches going off and I don't know. And then Aida was like the accompaniment. It was like that was a secondary event. Verity's genius. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too obnoxious, but is that too much to ask to have a semi-quiet listening experience at the opera. I came to see Verdi's Genius. I don't get to go to the opera often. And you gotta. I mean, enough already. If you're about to die, if you have some kind of horrible illness that you can't keep yourself from coughing, please, by all means, I don't want to be near it. You know. Oh man, am I being too hard on these people? I don't know. I don't know, but I didn't hear people acting like that just in daily life. Maybe they do, but when they go to a performance, you better believe it. That all of a sudden they have some kind of something. But that was my Charlotte experience. It went a lot better than last time. Last time I went to Charlotte, which was a couple months ago, I went to see another opera. This one was Don Giovanni, same company, same thing. Had dinner in the same place, and I lost my. I went to leave. I actually spent the night. I went up on Saturday. I left on Sunday. I went to leave. I'm like, I can't find my car keys, and I don't know. I went to the theater. I went to the restaurant. I looked everywhere. I looked in the street for hours and hours and hours. I could not find my keys. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know where they went. Some guy in Charlotte must have been trying every card, every card with my keys because they were long gone. So I got stranded up there for a long time. And I went back to the restaurant, and some guy that worked there, I was like, "What time do y'all open?" He's like, "We don't open until 5." I'm like, "Oh no!" It was like 12:30 at this point. He's like, "Well, let me get security. I'll let them bring you in, and you can look for your keys." They didn't have them, but it was very nice. I actually saw the guy again this visit. He's like, "Oh, what happened to your keys, my friend?" I'm like, My father drove them up to a friend of mine that lives about halfway in between, and then my friend drove them up all the rest of the way. Thank you, Max. Shout out to you if you're listening. Thank you, Max. Oh, and I called him while I was up there. I'm like, "Hey, Max, I'm in Charlotte. I can't find my keys. You think you can help me out?" He's like, "No, I don't think I can. I'm sorry. I'm on call. I'm on call." Like, oh no, that's too bad. But yeah, I was like checking my pockets every 10 minutes just to make sure my keys were there. I did not want to get stranded up there. Did not want to get stranded up there yet again. It was a bad thing. I felt horrible for my friend and my father having to get my keys up there to me, but I appreciate that they did. Thank you both. Yeah, but no disaster this time. It was quite enjoyable, other than the fact that I think I might have contracted some kind of horrible lung disease from the people around me. It was a good day trip up to Charlotte. Anyway, I drove back, and then my friends are like, "Where are you?" Like, I was in Charlotte. They're like, "We told you we're meeting for margaritas at 7." I'm like, "Oh, that's right." Like, I was in Charlotte. They're like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever, Manoli. It's always something with you." I'm like, you know, uh, I gotta live my own life. You people, I can't keep propping you people up all the time. Oh no! If they listen to this, they're gonna kill me. I'm sorry. It's just a joke. That's what my little brother used to say. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Like he was French or something. It's a joke. Um. Yeah. So I did meet them. And we had our margaritas that they had the tower. I'm like, "Can we get a regular flavor one?" They're like, "No!" They overruled me. They got some blue margarita. I'm like, "This isn't right. This isn't right. We were all sharing it. Otherwise, I would have got my other one." I'm like, "This is like an abomination." I feel like I'm gonna get some kind of repercussion for this. And the next day, I was sick. I think it was all the sugar. I told you I can't do sugar. It bothers me. I don't know what it is. But anyway, we went there, went out after, you know, hung out, and then I went home. Yeah. So that was my Saturday. It was busy, packed full. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Elliot. You did a great job as the messenger for the Aida ticket. It was good to see you. Yeah. Thank you to the bartender that made somebody else pay for my bill. I appreciate you as well. Anna, I think was her name. Thank you, Anna. You know, Look at these people I'm surrounded by. They love me. And who could blame them, really? Oh man, oh he's on a roll today. Um, Sunday, yesterday, I went to go see my grandparents, my lovely grandparents, Martin and Joyce, great grandparents. My papa and my grandmother. I couldn't ask for better grandparents than these two. They live about a little less than an hour away out in the country. Them country folks. You know they live out there in the country because they don't like people watching them. They want to have their land, their property, to do whatever they want, to shoot their guns and hunt their deer and drink their beer. That's what they want, right? Anyway, I went there and I got there and yeah, what do we do? We hung out. I talked to them. They're always fun to talk to. We watched the Masters, the last day of the Masters. Oh, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler, Scheffler, I think. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Scheffler, Scotty. Yes, Scheffler. Congratulations, Scotty Scheffler. 25 years old, won a Master. That's amazing. Can you imagine? This guy's hot, man. He's won 4 tournaments in less than 2 months. I mean, this is ridiculous. This guy. I don't know where he came from. Came out of nowhere. He just came out of left field. He took everyone to the cleaners. He was in control. He was dialed in. It wasn't the most exciting viewing, but it was impressive nonetheless. I mean, he played beautifully. In America too, so I'm happy about that. I always root for the Americans. Yeah, I know I'm biased. Whatever, it is what it is. Um, yeah. The only thing is, I wish he would have got a little more excited when he actually won. If I was 25 years old and I won the Masters and the $2.7 million, and I would be a little more I don't know, vibrant. You know, he kind of smiled, he kind of waved, he hugged his wife, and then they just kind of walked off. I was expecting a little more fanfare, a little more jumping around, maybe some fist pumping, some waving, some something. But hey, he won, so he gets to celebrate however he wants. If I was there, I would be doing cartwheels and singing songs. I don't know, but congrats to Scotty Scheffler, and many more to you, hopefully. Yeah, great job by him. So we watched that. Of course, my grandfather always has to have a running commentary. He's like, oh, who's that? Who is that? And he gets a name wrong. Smith. The guy from Australia, he kept calling him Smitty. Oh, Smitty, there he is. There he is. He always has to substitute names for people. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think of another example. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here, but he's always funny. My papa. So we were playing cards. We were watching the Masters, and my grandma always wins at cards. I don't know what it is. She's just the card master. I don't know what. I don't know who trained her. Who trained her to be such an expert card player? But she's always winning. But not this time. Manoli won this time. It's funny, usually they're all gung ho. They're like, oh, we're happy. When I start winning, then it gets quiet. No, I'm kidding. They were happy for me. I won about $6. It was impressive. It's not easy to do that. We only play with our chips are worth about 10 cents a piece. To win $6, that takes some doing. It was fun. We played pinochle and some kind of Michigan poker game. I don't know what it was. Tripoli, I think it was officially called. Had this board out there. It was fun. We enjoyed it. It's always entertaining. They bring out the snacks and you sit there. You have they always make sure there's beer in the fridge for me. So that's nice of them. They always they know how to get me to come back. I suppose. No, I always enjoyed visiting with them. That's one of the better parts of going to school here was that they were right there. So yeah, so I spent the night there. They set up. They have a loft. They set it up for me. They call it the cave. It's usually where I stay. Yeah, so I got up and then got up in the morning, had a cup of coffee, said goodbye, said thank you, Grandma and Poppy, if you're listening. Enjoyed it. Uh, I tried to get them to come on the show, but I don't know. I think they were hesitant. I can't blame them. I wouldn't really want to be associated with this either. But yeah, I drove back today. Yeah, and I had a meeting to go to. It was I am a member of the president of the university student advisory council, which means that we meet, a few times a semester with the president. He asks us our opinions on things about things on campus and classes and that kind of thing. And what it could be any topic. It could be about how the university handled COVID or just things to do on campus, that kind of thing. Of course, he was the interim president. He used to be our president for many years, but he retired. They had another guy for 2 years. It didn't work out. So they brought him back as an interim. But I was happy. I really like this guy, Harris Pastides. He's great. He's a great president for the university. Good guy, fellow Greek. That's not so bad too. And it was an honor to serve on this board for him, and just to be able to interact with him. I mean, great leader, great guy. Great president, great leader for the university, great president. He's done a great job. And I was happy when he came back, for interim for my last year because he was there my freshman year. That was the year he retired, and then they had the other guy, and then they brought him back the interim year. So I was like, oh, I do get to have my diploma handed to me by President Pastides. So it was good, It's an honor to be on that board. Maybe if you listen to this podcast, you wouldn't have put me on there. But no, thank you, President Pastides, for having me. It was great. Yeah, so I had that meeting. I came back. I was kind of tired. I took a nap. I did some reading, and now I'm talking to you people. So how about that? Our class was canceled. The guy was like, I'm going to be there. You can come if you want. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll pass. I was running behind anyway. I had to drive from my grandparents. But yeah, that's what's going on, people. And I don't know. What do I have to say? I have anything else to say? No, I don't think I do. I think I'm done with you people. My dinner just got here, so I'm gonna go eat that. And I will see you very soon. I'll see you next time, probably Thursday or Friday. So I'll see you then. All right. Have a good one.